I'm Young Buzz. Welcome back to the channel where we dive into the biggest stories in K-drama, K-pop, and everything happening in the Korean entertainment world. Today, we've got a very intense and controversial story that's shaking not only the K-drama industry, but also luxury brands and international markets. We're talking about none other than Jun Ji Hyun, one of Korea's biggest actresses, who is currently facing a massive boycott in China over her new drama Tempest. Now let's break this down together, because this is not just another celebrity scandal, it's a fascinating case of culture, politics, entertainment, and even economics colliding in one storm. So here's what's going on. Jun Ji Hyun's new drama, Tempest, started off with great hype. The first 3 episodes had strong viewership. Fans were excited about her comeback, and honestly, many thought this was going to be another big win for her career. But then, controversy struck. Chinese netizens began pointing out certain elements of the drama that they found deeply offensive. One of the biggest triggers was a line where Jun Ji Hyun's character asks, "Why does China have a preference for war?" That single sentence became a lightning rod for criticism. Many Chinese viewers said the line painted their country in an unnecessarily negative light, and they weren't having it. But it didn't stop there. Another scene showed the Chinese city of Dalian depicted as shabby shanties, when in reality, it's a modern, thriving coastal city. To make things worse, those scenes weren't even filmed in Dalian, they were shot in Hong Kong. So for a lot of Chinese netizens, it wasn't just offensive, it felt careless and even disrespectful. And then there are 2 more issues adding fuel to the fire. First, the frequent use of the Chinese language by villainous characters in the drama, which created the impression that Chinese equals bad guys. Second, Jun Ji Hyun herself misread a line from one of Li Bai's famous poems. Li Bai, of course, is one of China's most beloved poets, so imagine how that felt to people watching. It came across as insensitive, almost like a lack of respect for their culture. Now, because of all this, Chinese netizens have organized a massive boycott. They're not only targeting Jun Ji Hyun, but also the global luxury brands she represents. La Mer, Louis Vuitton, Piaget. They're flooding these brands' hotlines with complaints, they're demanding companies cut ties with her, and they're threatening to boycott the brands if they don't act. Some brands are already feeling the pressure. Piaget reportedly pulled her ads from Chinese shopping platforms, and Louis Vuitton's posts with her on Weibo got swamped with negative comments. But here's where it gets really complicated. Outdoor billboards featuring Jun Ji Hyun are still up in big cities like Beijing, Shanghai, Hangzhou, and Nanjing. So on one hand, she's facing this tidal wave of backlash. On the other hand, her image is still everywhere, which makes the situation very messy for both her and the companies involved. And let's not forget, Jun Ji Hyun has been a beloved star in China since way back in 2013, when My Love from the Star became a cultural phenomenon. She was practically adored in China. And when Tempest started airing, Chinese fans were genuinely excited to see her again. The drama even started strong in ratings. But after episode 4 and 5, ratings dropped sharply because of this boycott movement. Now here's what I want to talk about with you guys. And this is where things get interesting. Should Jun Ji Hyun really be held accountable for all of this? On one side, you've got people saying she's just an actress. She's reading lines. She doesn't write the script. She doesn't direct. She's simply performing what's been given to her. That's a fair point, right? Actors can't control every single detail of a drama. But on the flip side, others argue that Jun Ji Hyun isn't just any actress. She's one of the top stars in the entire Korean entertainment industry. Someone with her level of influence, prestige, and reputation could easily raise concerns if something felt off in the script. Like, if she noticed that the script included negative portrayals of China, shouldn't she have had the power to say, "Hey, maybe we should adjust this"? Especially considering how sensitive cultural depictions can be when it comes to cross-border audiences. So I want to throw this question back to you guys. Do you think Jun Ji Hyun should have spoken up as a top actress? Or do you think it's unfair to put all the blame on her, when really, the responsibility should fall on the script writers, directors, and production team? Personally, I see both sides. On one hand, I agree that it's not fair to hold actors accountable for every creative decision behind a project. But on the other hand, when you're at Jun Ji Hyun's level, you're not just an actress anymore. You're a global brand ambassador, a cultural representative, someone whose name carries a lot of weight. That does come with responsibility. And what's really fascinating is how this entire controversy has gone beyond the drama itself and spilled into the corporate world. We're now watching luxury brands worth billions of dollars scrambling to figure out how to respond. Should they distance themselves from Jun Ji Hyun to protect their sales in China? Or should they stay loyal to her, knowing she's still a huge star globally? This, to me, highlights just how interconnected entertainment and business really are. One controversial line in a K-drama isn't just about TV anymore. It can affect international trade, luxury markets, and even political relations. That's kind of mind-blowing when you think about it. And honestly, this is not the first time we've seen something like this. We've seen Chinese netizens boycott K-pop idols, Hollywood actors, even entire brands over cultural and political sensitivities. The difference here is that it's happening to Jun Ji Hyun, who, let's be honest, many of us thought was untouchable in terms of her image and popularity. What do you think? Will this controversy permanently damage her career in China? Or is this just another storm that will pass with time? Let's dive even deeper into this, because the question of whether this is just a temporary storm or something that could leave a long-lasting scar on Jun Ji Hyun's career is really important. If we look back at other cases, sometimes these boycotts fade away. For example, there have been times when Chinese netizens launched massive protests against a K-pop group or a brand, and within a few months, things cooled down. People moved on to the next big controversy. But other times, the backlash has completely shut down careers in China for years. And since China is such a huge market, losing access to it is a very big deal for any celebrity. The truth is, Jun Ji Hyun's situation is more complicated because she's tied to luxury brands. For these companies, China isn't just a market, it's the market. Many luxury brands rely heavily on Chinese consumers for a big portion of their sales. So if the anger from netizens continues, those companies will face a tough decision. Stay with Jun Ji Hyun and risk their profits, or cut ties and risk losing one of Korea's most iconic ambassadors. And let's be real here, this isn't just about Jun Ji Hyun. This could have ripple effects on the entire K-drama industry. Producers might start getting nervous about how their content will be received in international markets, especially in China. Will they start censoring themselves more? Will writers hold back from certain storylines just to avoid controversy? Or could this even affect casting decisions? Like, should we hire this star? Or might their involvement upset an entire country's audience? This raises a bigger question. How much should entertainment bend to fit cultural sensitivities from outside audiences? On one hand, respecting cultures is important. On the other hand, isn't art supposed to challenge, provoke, and sometimes even make people uncomfortable? Where's the line? And let's not forget the audience reaction in Korea and globally outside of China. Some Korean fans are upset that Jun Ji Hyun is being blamed for something that was clearly the production team's responsibility. Some international fans think this is an overreaction, saying the boycott is going too far. So there's also this tension between how different regions perceive the same issue. For me personally, I find this fascinating, but also sad. Jun Ji Hyun is such a legendary actress. She gave us iconic performances, from My Sassy Girl to My Love from the Star. And to see her career facing this kind of turbulence feels like watching a storm hit a ship you thought was unshakable. At the same time, it's a reminder of just how global entertainment has become. A single line in a Korean drama can cause waves in another country thousands of miles away. So I want to hear from you guys. Do you think luxury brands like Louis Vuitton and Piaget will actually cut ties with Jun Ji Hyun if the pressure continues? Or will they ride out the storm and wait until people move on? And for the fans out there, would you personally stop supporting a celebrity if they were accused of misrepresenting your country? Or would you separate the actor from the script? The outcome of this situation could set a precedent. If Jun Ji Hyun gets through this without too much damage, it might mean that actors can survive these storms if they just stay quiet and let it pass. But if she ends up losing big endorsements and opportunities, it could send a message to every Korean actor working internationally. Be very, very careful with how other countries are portrayed in your projects. And I also wonder, what will happen with Tempest itself? Will viewers in Korea and internationally keep watching? Or will this drama end up being remembered more for the controversy than the story? Because at the end of the day, ratings drive everything in K-drama. If the boycott kills the ratings completely, that could hurt not only Jun Ji Hyun, but also the careers of everyone else involved in the production. Here's my personal hope. I think this drama deserves to be judged on its overall story, not just one or two scenes. And I also hope that audiences everywhere can understand that sometimes actors really don't have the final say in how a project comes out. But I also think the production teams behind these big dramas need to be more careful, especially when portraying other countries. A little more cultural sensitivity could prevent controversies like this from blowing up in the first place. So, to wrap this up, Jun Ji Hyun's situation is a perfect example of how fragile the balance is between entertainment, culture, and business in today's globalized world. She's in the eye of the storm right now, but whether this tempest sinks her ship or just shakes it a little, we'll have to wait and see. And now, I'm turning it over to you guys. What's your take? Should Jun Ji Hyun be held responsible for the drama's controversial content, or is she just a scapegoat for a bigger production problem? And what do you think the brands will do? Cut ties or hold steady? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because I know this is one of those debates where everyone has a different perspective, and I really want to hear yours. That's it for today's Anyang Buzz. Don't forget to like this video if you found it interesting, subscribe for more deep dives into K-drama and K-pop news, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss our next upload. Until next time, stay buzzing!